Oh yeah, we should go to Dr. G's.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be cool to have a conversation with him in person. I like how pissed he was getting. He couldn't figure out the iPad shit.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I can't see them. Can they hear me? And
That's just his attitude.
Yeah.
He gets very like.
Yeah. But it's just funny to see that. We're just here like, fuck, dude. Like, are we going to do this? Or?
He's like, this shit ain't worth it. Just
Yeah.
closes down the whole thing.
You know
You know what? Made me want to fucking crack up, but I couldn't. When he's like, yeah, I'm ready for the Zoom meeting. And then his wife calls us. He's like, his laptop doesn't have a camera.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was this man thinking?
What was his plan? Motherfucker working on the Windows 95, dude. Because that was one of the issues. She said that like his computer couldn't process the webcam and the PowerPoint going on at the same time. So I was like, shit, yeah, this is fucking dinosaur he's working on. Like the when he pushes internet, the computer's like, you know, the fucking fan going. And what is up, you guys?
How you guys doing?
Welcome back to CharroBeans Pod. Hey, Mariachi Podcast.
Fixed it.
We're back. We're back with episode 56. I made a mistake. I didn't realize that we did 55 already. So we're a little. It's a lot of episodes, but I don't want to restart.
Did people ask questions?
Yeah, they asked a lot of questions.
For real?
Yeah,
I didn't check out all
yeah.
of
If you
it.
check them, there's a lot. Yeah, we've been doing this a little while now, and I don't want to restart. I don't want to go do seasons. I never liked that. I just like that we're just gonna
Just like
put
doing the raw footage.
Yeah, just go. I just want to keep going until we die. I guess at this point,
I'm down.
I don't know what the end goal of this is anymore. We're just gonna. The way I look at it is we put these episodes out, or I edit them tonight, and at least we get dinner out of it. We both go get some food after this and
Some bonding time.
some bonding time, right? And Victor plays with my kids, with my dog, my dog.
Oh, I'm like, can you specify yourself? It's very sus.
The dog and the cat,
Right.
you know, and but yeah, it's a good time to do this. We enjoy it. But yeah, episode 56, we are back again. Thank you if you guys are returning. If you guys are brand new, how you doing? A lot of people have been discovering us again. I like seeing that, man. I like seeing that people. I know that they like the podcast, not by the views, but when they follow the Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just like, that means the only reason you ever follow someone is after looking at their page for a little bit. You don't just follow automatically. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've seen like the videos and the clips are like, follow. You know?
Yeah.
So the good thing is that a lot of people have been joining in on this little experience we're having. So that's good.
Yeah. So how you guys doing?
Good.
Huh?
They can't talk back.
Yeah, they can.
They're at
Just
home
not
like
right now.
they're at home like Dora. They're all like, how you guys doing? They're like, hi, Victor and Sammy. You know,
I'm like, can you point to the
Vihuela.
yeah?
And they're all
And
like,
you should little click, just like
yeah.
that'd be pretty weird.
I always thought that was kind of dumb. Well,
I hate that it took so long. Like, I'm like,
for real, they're just
you know,
staring like,
He's just like, muy bien.
Muy bien.
I'm like,
hola, soy Dora. She was always on some shit, bro. Whose parents let her out, bro?
with the monkey.
She was crossing bridges, going through rivers,
She was on something, bro.
and then she had a stalker
Yeah.
with Swiper.
Oh,
The
Is it
Swiper. The Swiper, no
Swiper?
swiping.
oh,
What'd you say?
Swiper.
Are you thinking of Swiffer?
Who's that?
The fucking mob thing?
Who?
The Swiffer?
The mop?
The thing that to clean dust. That's called the Swiffer.
I don't know what that is. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called in Spanish.
I don't know. It's an American made
No, it's
invention.
in Mexico too.
No, you're thinking of the thing my mom had that was just like the big furry thing, and it was to clean the dust. But a Swiffer is innovative technology because you will slide it across and collect the dust, not just disperse it.
This ad is not paid by.
Yeah, but
whatever
this,
the fuck.
we're not sponsored by Swiffer, but unless they wanted to, I'm saying I would really hype them up.
Right.
Anyway, Swiper was the stalker, Boots was the sidekick. The fuck that like
A monkey that talked, that is not possible.
and why was she hanging out with the damn monkey all the time? Is my question. Like you couldn't make Dora now, cause like some kid's gonna be watching.
They just made a movie out of it.
Yeah, but I'm saying the show in general. Like she had a map. Like
I guess she wasn't something.
that same kid would have a phone now.
Like methamphetamines, minimum. She wasn't something, bro. She was talking to a monkey.
She was talking to
a map.
She was talking to the camera and expecting.
That's what I'm saying. And Diego too. That guy wasn't something. He was talking to an animal.
Diego was an expert like
at 12 years old.
At 12 years old, like not even Steve Irwin, bro. And but like, but like, how did he do that? You know.
So
and they're cousins,
bro.
You know that they're the favorite cousins of the family too. Like if I was in that family and one of them's a damn explorer and one of them's an animal expert, and I just work like at, a fast food chain, like you already know they're the favorite, and I'm just looked down upon. Like I will never be as cool as
that. Like when they make caldo, like they get like the chicken leg and you get just like the el agua.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay, cool.
No, yeah. Point is, yeah. Like, why are we just talking about Dora? How did we get to that?
I don't know, but anyways.
But anyways, welcome back to Mariachi Podcast, where we talk about mariachi every once in a while. But we have a good time doing it. Thank you for coming back, and we will get into mariachi shortly. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. How's your week been?
Same as yours. Like we spend it together.
Yeah, we spend it.
The disrespect.
We spend our weekends together. But how was the days I didn't see you?
It's Monday, bro.
I'm talking about. We always talk about the week before, though.
No, it wasn't bad. I'm just going to school.
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
How's that?
It's not. I mean, I'm kind of dumb, so I struggle a little bit. So I have to be on top of things all the time.
And I'm a teacher.
Right.
Who hired me?
Like. Makes you think about the education system.
It makes you think of the youth of this nation. The fact that I am leading them in that direction, But yeah, no, because you are a student, so you're balancing. We actually have a question about that, which we'll talk about later. The balance between mariachi and school.
There is no balance. There is only anxiety.
Like just stop whatever it is
there
that
is
you're
only
doing.
Anxiety and depression. Okay.
Oh shit.
There is only that. That's how you make it work, and it mixes with not plagiarism. Fuck.
Plagiarism. You got it.
I said plagiarism because that's what Arturo said at one point, and they were all very confused.
What's the word?
Describe
it.
Remember, he was like,
Arturo's always saying stuff.
Yeah, he's always on some shit.
You know what he means, but it's not the right word.
Well, sometimes he confuses you because he's like, I took a test for plagiarism, and I got like 90%.
Oh shit! No, plagiarism was the word that he was looking for.
Used, but I'm talking about what he meant.
I don't know. It was some fucked up shit though.
It's whenever you wait till last minute.
Procrastination.
Yeah.
He said that. He said. He said that he turned in his assignment.
Right, and we're like, "What was the assignment about?" And he's like, "Plagiarism." I'm like, "Okay." So
No. He turned in an assignment, and there's like a meter, and it tells you how much of this is plagiarized, how much of the assignment is plagiarized. But he's like, it came out with like 50% procrastination, and I was like, what?
Yeah, we're just like.
And we're all like, it came out. It's like when you copy from like the internet, right? And I'm like, that's plagiarism.
Yeah.
It came out with 50% plagiarism.
Like that was quick, but it took us a while to understand.
Yeah, and he was like, yo no sé,
because I thought it was like a personality test, like like how much you plagiarize. I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
So I was like, okay. Yeah. I was trying to go with it. I was like, okay, you're trying to get this test.
Yeah.
What class is this for? Because.
But I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes.
Yeah, we all do it.
It's because your first language is Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So was mine. That was the first thing I learned when I was a kid.
Okay.
So we didn't grow up knowing English all of our lives.
Do you think in Spanish and talk in English, or do you think in English?
No.
And talk in Spanish?
Well, I think in both, and I speak both. Because I always had that thought, like, you never really realize, like, someone who's Japanese thinks in Japanese.
Okay.
And I just never made that distinction. So, like, me, like, like all those thoughts I have in my head, are English or Spanish.
Because
And
I always think in Spanish. And
oh, really?
And then I translate it. That's why sometimes it doesn't go through.
You're like, you know? Okay, cool. Well, yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, I guess I think in both, depending on the situation.
Cool.
You know, I think in both. That's funny. I didn't know. So you have like a filter in your mouth.
Yeah.
That like goes from Spanish.
That's why sometimes it doesn't go through. I'm like
English.
I'm like, ¿cómo se dice?
Yeah, because we're always like, you know, get this. But yeah, it's that is true. That is true. But yeah, there's our weeks have been going okay. This is one of those weekends where we had a lot of work and
we had
it's good. I like that. I like having a lot of work. Because last week we didn't have that much.
We had like 11 hours.
And you only feel it whenever you get paid. I'm like,
oh yeah.
It's like one Benjamin, and you're like, Benjamin's lonely, just And then so that does suck whenever I get paid a little bit. But I always think that it's okay that we don't play that much sometimes, because I'm like, I got to rest. But then like during the week where I'm like, fuck, I'm throwing it away. Like then I'm like, we probably should have played more. But yeah, we had a busy week, which is good. I'm all down for it, especially since the season is changing. We're about to end August, dude.
Yeah.
This episode's gonna.
That's
come
what
out
our
in
migraines
September.
were. They were like season allergies. Because that week it started getting colder. Not colder, but it started getting not 90 something.
Well, did you notice that Saturday night was kind of cool?
Something.
Because it was
Because we were outside and we were like, hey, this is so bad.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that feeling, dude. Of when it starts getting colder, it's just a vibe. The vibes are immaculate. You know what I mean? Like everything just feels different.
Yeah.
And that's why I was born in November when it's already fucking cold, which I love, because that time of year is the best. Whoever says summer is the best time of year, you're wrong. And I know you like summer, so you're wrong. Because I love the cold. I love that the time is changing. That's my favorite thing right now. That we're getting to the end of the year. 2021 is ending sooner than later. What are you doing? Oh.
That's all I gotta say.
That's because it's not.
Huh?
I have to make the pesos.
For real? Cool.
Damn. I love finding. Have you ever find money in your traje?
Dude, sometimes I don't know how it happens, but sometimes I hide my chivo. Or not hide my chivo, but you get paid in cash, right? So
Chivo means the money that you made that
the money
weekend.
you get, right?
Yeah.
And lo guardo, I have a little box for it. I'm not tell you where to put it. But
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I'll put it somewhere else, and then I'll clean my room, and I'll be like, $400,
Really? You just lose money like that?
In my room.
I'm scared of that. That's why I specifically know where I put my shit, and I'm very I try to notice whenever I'm missing money, because whenever I can't find it, I'm like, if it's not there, then it's lost.
Well, it mainly happens when you get paid well, because that means you're using the money from 2 or 3 weeks back to pay your stuff.
Let me ask you this: have you ever lost your chivo?
No.
All of it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's never happened to me.
I've heard of people that go through it. I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, well, we just heard about this. I don't know if I can say. I won't say the name, but they told us that he came to help us at the restaurant, and then he called our boss, and he was like, "Hey, when y'all were walking around, y'all didn't see any money laying around because I came home with $20."
And Arturo's like, "Yeah, I found $80."
On the ground. It is. Well, here's the thing. It's because there are mariachis that I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying there are mariachis that get a little buzzed at gigs and stuff like that. So whenever they hold on to a lot of cash. So me being a responsible person, I can't think of myself in a situation where I'm blacked out, because then I'm like, what about that money? At some point, what if you went to take out your phone and then that money fell, and then the next morning you're just like, what happened to that money? Because I was blacked out, so I don't know where any of that money is. So that scares me to think of that. If that makes any sense, I don't know, because I've never lost. Luckily, I come home right away. I'm very good about splitting it up and putting it where it needs to go, and I'm gonna use this for this and stuff like that. But I can't imagine that because you know how hard it is sometimes these weekends that we play and then come home and then fuck, I lost all my money. That would be such a sad feeling. I would just feel like depressed, like for nothing. I'm just like, todo eso para nada, güey. You know, it's just
my hopes and aspirations. Like,
forgot about that clip. Oh my god, you know, he's just like, fuck, I lost all my money, dude. Yeah, and it's because we do work hard. A lot of, I mean, depends on the group you're in, I guess. If you don't give a fuck, I guess you just do whatever, you know. But there are people that work hard, you know. I mean, I still don't think I work as hard as like our boss.
No, yeah.
He plays and he sings and
it's like dancing all the
he's
time.
got it. Dancing the whole time.
He has to interact with clients.
Oh man, and interacting with clients can be either good or bad. Well, the good thing is that he's got the kind of character that can attract a lot of people. You know what I mean? Which I feel like I can do that, but not so much in Spanish. You know what I mean? We talked about this. Like in Spanish, I have like a different modo. So it's not. I'm almost like a different person because I can't communicate as fast. You know, and it does.
You're like buffering.
It's intimidating for sure. That's like what we talked about it, but with Arturo Vargas or anybody who speaks solely Spanish is rough, dude. I can just think of those times like. Because I talk with my parents perfectly fine, but now you're adding the element of someone you don't know, and motherfuckers in Spanish talk quick, you know, because they're just used to it. So they talk fast. Everything is in one word. It's not even split up words. They're all one word.
And they can pick up on your accent too.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're like, este güey habla medio chueco. And then they see you talk English like perfectly. They're like, oh, that's it.
I'm like, you do it then, bro. And they're like, can I get a number one? You know? That's how my mom used to.
You like Senababish.
Yeah, my mom when she used to order at McDonald's. Did your mom ever make you order it? No, my mom.
Well, now I just order because I'm the one that drives all the time.
Okay, so because back then when we were younger, my mom was just dile que quiero un McDouble. Because my mom couldn't say, she'd be like, "Can I get two double cheeseburgers or whatever?" You know, she always had an accent.
Well,
so
you
like,
make her Indian, bro.
I don't know, bro. I can't do accents. I'm sorry. I'm not good. I'm not the best, man.
Pasa nada. Anyways, we're like 15 minutes in. Come on.
Yeah, man. We're slacking.
You got this, Sam. You got this.
Yeah. We're just gonna talk about mariachi, I guess.
Yeah.
We still throw things in there.
So Thursday.
Thursday's whatever.
Remember that guy in El Talon?
Yeah. So here's a question. So like when people, I guess this is for listeners that are mariachis and people that aren't mariachis. Whenever you want to sing with the group, usually it's because you know how to sing, right?
No. It's because you want to sing.
In a perfect situation.
Oh.
It's because you know how to sing. And yeah, you said it. They just want to sing with the mariachi, right? So there's this guy there that during the talon, he wanted to sing. Well, namely, we charge $20 per song. So I think that's a high amount for one song. But ¿cuánto se echó este güey? Like
a lot.
He sang a lot of songs, and each one he wanted to sing, which was perfectly fine.
For you.
I mean, we just follow the guy. You know what I mean? We do our best just to kind of play along with whatever it is that and he sang a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had this thing where, namely, what's the name of that song? Secreto
de Amor?
Secreto de Amor, right?
Yeah.
That's the name of the song. We played that song by Joan Sebastian. He wanted it, and he told us we played in D minor. Mm-hmm. That's how we play we start the song, and that's how we play it.
I think it's recorded in D minor.
Is it? I don't know. I only learned that one in talon or like playing it with the mariachi. I never really played along with. Well, the recording too is more of like a orchestral or like it's got like the whole band there. It's not really mariachi. Anyway, we sang it with the guy. And the whole time he had been singing okay. He kind of had a different kind of voice. So I think his voice was more suited for like another genre.
He was getting tired, you know?
Well, he was yelling that shit.
Because he was taking shots too and everything. And I'm like...
Well, I thought tequila was supposed to help.
Yeah, but he was also getting drunk. So, you know, you kind of lose the control of your senses.
All senses?
Because he started like singing kind of like ronco on that song, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed too. We played Hema before that. And he kept going like...
he couldn't.
We played in G minor.
G,
we played in G.
Yeah.
Yeah, and G natural, obviously, when it changes. But he kept going like this, but Arturo wouldn't see him.
Yeah.
And I kept, like like looking around. Like sometimes me hago pendejo, güey. So like he would see me, we make eye contact, and he was going like this, and I was like just looking around.
He's just like money.
Yeah, like I
He's
just
looking at the ground.
it's because I don't want to be the one guy that changed the key, and then everybody else is not following me. So I was just like, I didn't see you, bro. Just gonna keep looking around here.
I didn't see that. I just saw him struggling.
Yeah, on that one part.
Which I mean, he didn't stop. He kept trying the whole
He kept
time.
going.
Props.
But he was yelling that shit.
Yeah.
Like to the point where ya estaba ronco, you know. He had a ronco voice, but even then, like, he was...
So I played Secreto de Amor.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking at us. Yeah. I mean, that's what, like, something tells me this guy knows a thing or two about, like, music or mariachi.
No, it's because me and you were kind of... The Armonía, we were kind of on our own, and the rest of the mariachi was next to him. Since he was singing in our direction, he kept telling us. So, what'd you say? What were you going to say?
Yeah, like he couldn't. He just looked at us. He's like Bájenla, right? And Arturo saw that, so he looked at us and he's like, do what he says.
To the point where, because what's the beginning? Te voy a cambiar el nombre. And we kind of do this thing like a little tremolo. Like a tremolo, just while the guy sings. So it's like, te voy a cambiar el nombre. But he kept saying like bájela, because it's too high. So we're like, okay, so in the middle of D minor I have to go to F minor.
C minor.
Yeah, C minor, but like it starts with F minor.
Okay.
Te voy a cambiar el F minor. C minor. Because it starts on a G minor. So I'd have to cambiarle para F minor. That first chord.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, point is, like, I'm trying to figure it out, and he's all over. He's like, te voy a cambiar el nombre. Like, you're just looking for the note. So then we go to the next part, and then it's too low for him.
Yeah.
Según él. He was like, no, está muy baja. He's like, súbela. So then Arturo's just like, súbela. And I'm like, to what? We just went that step down, you know? So,
and then he just kept getting tired because then he asked for Marioneta, right? And we played that in C minor, and C major. And then, he told our boss, like, hey, like, bájala, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And our boss, I don't know what he was trying to do because I saw this. And then this or this?
Oh, yeah, he was...
I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I saw the finger. So I was like, do.
Yeah.
So we started playing, and then like, obviously it starts clashing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's C minor, A minor.
Two different chords.
And we're like, for a minute, I was like, idiots. And then he's like...
Hang on. That is our thought right away, right? Whenever... Because you and me are pretty much on the same page most of the time. So, like, when he tells us something and we're, like, starting good and the rest of the mariachi is on something else, we automatically... I mean, everybody does that. We automatically assume that the other person is wrong.
Yeah.
So we're like, idiots. I don't fucking know. And then...
then Arturo's like... He's like, with his drum, he's like...
La. And we're like, oh, shit.
I'm like, okay.
We're like, we're the idiots.
Yeah.
Okay. But, yeah, that's very true. And it just pissed me off, too, because with Secreto de Amor... It's always like that. It's like people make us kind of look dumb when we're the ones that look lost.
They don't want to look dumb.
Yeah, so it's always our fault, right? And then when we go back up to D minor, which was the original key we played
he's
it in.
He's like, there you go. He's like, ¿qué les cuesta, cabrón? I'm like,
what?
Está bien.
Well, that was where we were, you idiot. Like, you know, like, but it's always our fault, right? So he was like, man, these mariachis no saben nada. And it goes back to like people that are like, oh, es que no nos sabemos esa canción. And it's usually because it's not mariachi, it's a banda track, or it's something that nobody asked for. And he's like, no se la saben. It always goes back to that, you know, that kind of client. Where it's like, then you play it. Like, what the... I mean, nobody's asked for that. Like, I'm sorry. We've been playing this
I always say, they're like, está facilita, o sea... And I'm like, you don't know music, bro.
Like, right? No se la saben, todos se la saben. I'm like, well, then fucking hire them.
Then why'd you get us, you know?
Yeah. Like, then fucking put your speaker on, dude. Bluetooth. Like that.
The thing we're like fucking maestros and shit.
Maestros. We kind of had this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So who... Okay, this is a question for everybody that's either listening or whatever. Whatever this... Who is a... Who?
Oh, shit.
Who? What are you, a fucking owl? Who is a maestro? What does it mean...
Teachers? that get a degree in education. I don't know.
Like, okay, it's in the mariachi world. Everybody likes to think that if you've been playing mariachi a really long time, that you're a maestro. I've noticed that. Where now it just kind of seems like, okay, you're really good at your instrument, you're a maestro. I don't. What stipulates, or what are the requirements to be a maestro? I guess I'm asking.
Mainly a bachelor's in education, and I don't know.
Well, that's straight up a maestro because that's a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, if you've gone through, well, in the United States, obviously, if you've gone through university, you do those 4 years or whatever, and you graduate your bachelor's, you're working out of school. Then yeah, at that point,
I feel
you
like
are
if
a
you're
teacher.
if you're just good at getting to someone, like making them, because you don't have to go through college to be like a teacher.
No, you don't.
I feel like
no.
I mean, people teach other people stuff every day. Like
Yeah.
like they comprehend something enough where they can explain it to someone else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like like a mechanic can teach you how to fix a car.
Master mechanic.
Like they teach you
Yeah.
how to like works and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like a lot of people in Mariachi are not that. Because if you look at how they were taught, like mariachis are not great teachers. Like most of them do not have the patience to teach you. You know why? Because they're not teachers. They're not there to. A lot of them are there to work.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them lose patience with you if you can't learn something.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's because professional mariachis have been playing so long and they perform.
Yeah.
They are performers first and foremost. It's like they're not all teachers because, to be honest, and I'll go back to when I was a kid and barely starting, I went to the Mariachi Vargas Extravaganza in San Antonio. A lot of those teachers are Vargas players, right?
Yeah.
Now, I can't speak for everybody there. I can't speak for everybody's experience. I can only speak on mine, right? But if you were like in a violin class or trumpet class, I was in a La Armonia class, right? But everybody there from Vargas that was teaching, they were teaching us the song, but they won't go into much detail because because they're performers. They perform these songs, they practice them with themselves and everything, right? They're not gonna teach the hundreds of students that are there every single thing, right?
Yeah.
And plus, they're at such a level that it's like they almost can't focus on every single little thing because as a musician, it just kind of comes to you in a lot of ways because you've been putting in this much work to play it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's true. They don't have the patience to especially for like a beginner who's like barely starting. This is your E string.
There's very few, even then, I feel like they're not teachers. They're more like instructors. They teach you how to go from A to B,
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of good people that know how to get you going. Like, I think Mario Hernandez is a really good...
Mario Hernandez?
Yeah.
Vihuela? El guitarrón?
Because he's very, he's so disciplined. You can tell, he has a mission or,
he has a goal.
Yeah, and he knows how to get to it really well. Yeah. And he's very dedicated and he's very... What's the word? He does it over and over enough to be very consistent. He's very consistent,
Mm-hmm.
he learns he does something some way, he keeps doing it that way, and he keeps getting better and better.
Okay.
And I've seen him in workshops, he's like, hey, you tore fucking up. He calls you out a lot.
Oh yeah. I experienced that firsthand. Yeah.
And it's very scary, but he's very he gets it done,
And I think that's the difference between a teacher and a performer, because you could put him in any classroom and he will teach it to you, technically, and then eventually once you understand it, how to perform it, right? And then there's a difference between that and a performer, where a performer would be like, this is how you do it, this is how I'm going to teach you, but it's not as detailed and oriented and specifically focused on you getting better in a technical sense, right? And I'm saying that because now I feel like a maestro is oh no, it's just a guy who really knows how to play his instrument well, and that's not always the case.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people that are in, especially groups in Mexico, they go to they come from other smaller groups where they work more and they're out there more, maybe not in shows or anything,
right?
Just working. And they the way they teach you is it's just like toca bien cabrón, you
Yeah.
know, like ¿por qué no sabes? ¿Estás
Yeah.
pendejo qué? They talk you down, they break you down to such a point where you're just like, fuck, pues tengo que estudiar, you know. But that's just so shitty to me. And
Mhm.
and what pisses me off more is that a lot of people think that's okay to do, because I've heard people here in Fort Worth tell me like, no, they, you know, mi papá lo trataba bien mal, like lo regañaban, and then they're like, a mí me regañó mi papá, y, you know, like me pegaba, and you know, it's
And
like,
that's how they learned.
yeah, and they think that's okay to do on other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Because that's how they learned.
like I've seen that, and
Yeah,
they think it's
yeah.
okay. I'm like, what makes you think that okay? Like, look at you, how you're playing. You
Yeah.
think that's okay to do?
Yeah.
You know, you're over here scarred, and you're over here like
Oh
con
yeah,
tu cara.
dude.
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
obviously that's not the way, because look at yourself, look at the people before you. Like,
Look how
they're
it
like,
affected you. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they keep putting in other people, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's not the way. Like,
And it's hard to do that. Like me being a teacher, like I've had to like really find out how to teach, because everybody's different. That's
Yeah.
what I've noticed. Like if you were like my son, and like I was teaching you a certain way, it's not the same way I'm gonna teach someone else, because you
Yeah.
guys are two different people. So it's about finding that balance. Okay, how will you learn, and how will he learn,
Yeah.
and how am I gonna explain it to both of you at the same time? Like if y'all were like in a class or something,
Yeah.
right? So it's in a very technical way of saying it. Like teachers or real maestros, right, have to know how to teach it and teach it efficiently, not just bark
Yeah.
orders at you.
And
right?
also know that you have to find like a limit, you know, because you have to the whole point of school is to challenge them to be better at what
Right.
they're doing.
Right.
So you can't be like, hey, that was shitty of you, like you play so shitty.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be telling like the kids. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like
'cause-
un kid se desanima, like bien
Yeah.
fácil.
Yeah.
You know, you have to tell them like, hey, like work on this, like, you know, your tuning sounds good, this and that. Just work on your attack or something. You know,
you bring up a good point now that I think about it. Because yeah, like if you're not careful, you will pretty much make someone resent music.
yeah,
In that, because a kid can only take so much to be like, he might get really good, like because he went through all this shit, right? But he could also be like, yeah, dude, but I don't really like playing music. Or like
Yeah.
by the end of this, they stop playing music because they're like, I don't have good memories of it. So like, even though he's like good chingon violinist, chingon trumpet player, they're not into it anymore because of the way that they had to learn.
yeah, and that happens all the time. There's just people working just because that's all they know how to do.
I mean,
You know?
in Mexico, man, you've seen it. Like we talked about it last week, but so many mariachis that this is their livelihood, so that's what
Yeah.
they do. I mean, you don't want to do something else, so what you do is you play, and you might not enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really you have to look at it like, okay, well, if you're gonna be a teacher or if you're gonna be like a student, it's a very much a give and take kind of thing. Like you have to know how to do it. And it's difficult. I mean, I'm noticing that firsthand being
I
a
think
teacher.
you have to like it. Cause one thing that I mean, that I have is good. I can be very patient.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I can sit down with someone and be like, hey, let's keep working on this. Like, and I can do it. Like I can get them there. You know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that are like, hey, like, I, 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 I like doing it, but I just no tengo paciencia, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't do it because kids, you know, kids learn at their own speed, and you can't rush them, and then a lot of people get very explosive when they lose their patience.
And it's funny that you say that because I used to be one of those that was like, I never knew that I could do that until I had to, like meaning I don't have the best patience because in my head I'm just like, bro, just do it right. Like, but that's in my head, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell a kid like,
Mhm.
dude, just do it right. You know,
Yeah.
like kid's gonna be like, I can't, sir. You know, but in my head I can say that, but you have to learn to be like, okay, like obviously he doesn't know as much as I do.
Yeah.
I've been doing
Yeah,
this
you
shit.
have to put yourself in their shoes.
Yes. So you have to think about it like, dude, I've been doing this shit for 10 years and I'm still ass,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Oh, you ain't. Okay.
like I'm still not that great, right? I still don't consider myself an expert, right? But I have to be like, okay, but he's the one that's looking at me as the expert. So
Yeah.
I got to make sure that everything that I'm doing is translating to his needs. I
Yeah.
guess I can say that, right? So, yes, like it goes back to our main question. Then what is a maestro, right?
Right. Well, I feel like a lot of people are just throwing it out there just because it's
It's like a term to be like, oh, maestro.
yeah, like you're like this badass person. badass player, musician.
Like I see it all the time on social media and stuff like that. Like it's all like aquí con el maestro, which I do agree some of them are. Like for example, I told you like Ivan Velasco,
Right.
who is a teacher. Like in where does he teach? Sorry,
He harp.
no, where?
Oh, en la UV, Universidad Veracruzana.
And he has a degree. He teaches like a whole mariachi, but he was your teacher for you too. And I mean I never saw him in a class or anything, but how is he? Like
No, yeah, he's very patient. You can tell he kind of loses it sometimes, but he's there the whole time, you know.
Because
like,
he's so good,
yeah.
but he has to dial it back, right? To be like, all right, so this guy,
Este es un la, you know. And I'm
yeah.
like one finger.
He's like shaking, like, este es un la, este es un re.
It's like, este es un re. He's like,
right? And yeah, and so like I look at it like I still see like a lot of these people who are really, really teaching, like Jose Hernandez too. He is a maestro, like he knows every part of a mariachi.
Right, but I don't
voice,
think he went
trumpet.
to college for it.
Oh, I don't know if he did. I can't.
Like,
don't
think
quote
he
me
did.
on that.
Yeah, we don't know, but
and I'm not saying every maestro needs to go to college.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you know, those guys are just like they discipline themselves enough for a long time to be like, this is how you get here. You know,
Right. It's called more like an expert in the field.
Right.
Like he's not. I don't know. Don't come at me. I don't know if he has a degree or not. But everybody looks to him as a maestro because he does know every part of the mariachi voice, armonía, violin, trumpet. He plays them all, and he's had obviously experience with Sol de Mexico. Yeah. So he has that title because he's an expert in the field. You can say that.
And he knows how to help you get there safely. Because I've heard some people be like, oh, you just kind of let them grow and you just kind of like watch them or help them. Like, I've had someone argue with me that, like, if someone wants to play, like, you know, harp, like, al revés, o como una guitarra al revés, like, you have your left hand is on the
piano, where it's backwards?
Know?
Okay.
You know, like, that's fine. Let them do that. If they want to keep playing a certain way, like, just let them do it and just kind of keep giving them, like, more challenges. But I'm like, no, that's wrong because they can hurt themselves. You know,
if you do something wrong from the beginning,
yeah,
kind of thing, yeah,
yeah. It's like a tree, you know. You when a tree starts growing, like you can't let it grow chueco because it'll run into your house or like into the.
It won't go up. It'll go to an awkward shape.
It'll create a mess.
Right.
It's gonna grow into like un poste or something. You have to trim it. You know, like, and that's and I think that's very important. You have to give a kid like a very basic base, strong base.
There you go.
So they can grow. Because we see un guitarronero like playing with like their third finger or some shit.
Oh yeah,
you
for
know?
sure, dude.
Like their pinky out, some shit that can give you like tear your tendon, give you carpal tunnel. You know.
One thing I've learned as I've started to teach is looking at. Well, I think what I've told my students too, right then and there, is like it's easier to form a habit than breaking it.
Yeah.
Right. So
and something that Dr. G told me was, you know, like practice doesn't make perfect. Like, oh fuck, what was it?
Makes you better, maybe, or something like that. Or
oh fuck, I had it in too much time. Practice doesn't make perfect.
It
makes permanent.
Permanent. Oh, okay.
Like a habit a bad habit I could start doing is it's gonna get better, but it's gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
all the time.
Yeah, you have to learn like good technique, you know, intonation, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That makes you grow into a good musician, you know.
Yeah.
But you have to do it right, practice it right every time, not just keep doing it wrong, and you're like, it'll fix it itself.
And it's true too, because if you don't fix those things, the kid will see that as that's easier.
Yeah. Because
then when you tell them, well, it's actually wrong.
I have a lot of kids on harp that they like to play like, you know, they have a certain form that to play like different.
And it's
different. I'm like, hey, try it like this. They're like, but why? That's harder. I'm like,
well, that's how you should have learned from the beginning.
Yeah, but they're just so used to it, and it's like, dude, that's gonna like bring you problems in the future. Because now, besides harming yourself, like now when you get like more complicated songs, like no vas a poder because you don't have
the technique.
Yeah, you don't have like that base to help you.
That foundation.
And if you do get to play, it's gonna be like real mocho. You know? And it's like it's very frustrating that a lot of teachers are like, no, it's okay, like you're just there to like give them the whatever they need. I'm like, fucking pendejo, dude. Like,
no, like you for sure need to look at from the very beginning what the foundation is.
Yes.
And I've learned that now starting with middle schoolers because they don't know anything. So it's up to you to start that.
Yeah. So look at what we talked about, and now look at the guys, let's say from Vargas, who are great players.
Yeah, great.
But
they're the best in the world.
But I always say this shit where like you ask someone that's great, and I'm not giving the shit for it. Like I understand.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, why do you play like this? Like, or like, you're playing something like play like this instead. I'm like, ¿por qué? Because it's better. I'm like, well, what makes it better?
Yeah.
Like
give me a reason.
Yeah, like your explanation. You're just like, well, that's what I learned. You're basically saying that, that's how I do it. Just do it like that. You do it. And I'm like, I hate that because it doesn't give you like, you're just doing it to do it. You don't know if it's bad or wrong,
Yeah.
Because it could be, they might be really good, but that doesn't mean they don't have like little like detalles that are like maybe not right.
I think it has to be a mix of both, and I'm saying that because there are times I've done that where I've gone up to a kid, do this instead. Yeah, this will help you, and I know that because I've used it. But I will tell them why. You know what I mean? Because like you said, if they started off wrong, and I identify it right then and there, I go up to them and I'm like, dude, do this instead. Like, this is what you should do. But doesn't mean I still don't consider myself a maestro, to be honest. And like, I'm not trying to put down anybody that does call themselves a maestro or anything. And that's the other thing. Like, you don't have to go to college to be a maestro either. Because everybody in Mexico, most people that are like the greats, they didn't go to college. They played in Mariachi.
They didn't go to middle school, dude. Like someone.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. So I mean, if they're in a group and obviously they become an expert in the field because at that point they've already been playing. Yeah. But you got to think about it. Well, what makes them a maestro? Are they really teaching, or are they just really good at their instrument? Yeah, that's because there's a difference. I think there's a difference there. Yeah. And
like you're a really good driver, but you don't know how to fix your car. That doesn't make you a great mechanic. Like, yeah, you just have to.
That's true. Like, not every NASCAR guy knows how to fix the car. You know what I mean? Yeah.
They know about it.
They know how to get to first place.
That's why they have their team. Their team does all that for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it's a very difficult thing to explain.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure someone out there will be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And there'll be other people who will be like,
you're wrong.
You're wrong. Fuck you. Unsubscribe.
That's fine.
It's the one person that puts the thumbs down. There's always one person that I don't know who it is. Is it you?
No.
It's you, right? No.
I don't even like stuff.
Yeah, on YouTube, like there's always one. I don't know who it is. Are you on here? Are you listening? Are you just hating? Can y'all just like everybody who's watching this? If you made it this far, can you just unlike the video? I just want a thumbs down. All thumbs down on this video. Fuck it. If you're listening right now, go to YouTube real quick and just put thumbs down. So at least we're all in agreement.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just this one.
Okay. If they get that far, I mean, we're about to end.
Nah, that's fine. Anyway, after I'm like, Maestro Victor, can we move on?
I hate when people call me that, dude. I'm like, because I know for me, it's not real, Like, I'm not that good to be a maestro.
Yeah, like,
I know, like, it feels like you're mocking me and I want to punch you in the face, Like,
it's like, I know I'm trash. So
yeah, I know my worth. I'm like Forky, okay?
Yeah,
like,
you said that one time.
I know what I'm meant to do and I'm trying to accomplish that,
Like, I know what I'm about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just want to jump in the fucking trash can. That's all I want to do.
It's like, was it Dwight who said that? It was like, I know my worth.
Oh, yeah, when,
I think they're like offering.
She's like, I can give you a 7% raise. He's like 6.5. I know my worth.
I know my worth. Yeah. That's exactly what it's. Dwight, thank you. That's exactly what it is, right? Because I've had that before too. But back then, I used to post a lot of Instagram videos of me playing and stuff. And like, I do not consider myself a good player, like a great player or anything like that, right? I think I'm okay, and then I'm good, and I sound okay. Like I think my sound is good. I like my own sound, right? Now other people have told me, yeah, bro, like you're good as fuck. Like I want to be as good as you. I'm like, dude, don't make that your goal. Like, be better than me. Like, I do not want you to be as good as me. I want you to be better. Like you actually have the motivation to practice. Be better than me. Do not be like me. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm over here like, oh yeah, like yo soy chingón, because I'm not. I'll tell you straight up at the gigs. I'm like, damn, I'm trash.
You fuck up,
I'm like, I ain't shit, bro.
I'm like heavy breathing. Yeah. No, I do it too. Like, like that's all I think when I'm playing. I'm like, fuck that D was like flat.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm sharp. I'm like, fuck, I can get a fucking fingering, and I got to play C sharp. I never get those right. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
dude. And that's those are things that you think in your head constantly when you're playing. You're just like, I'm trash, man.
I always say when it's another like an open string that's out of tune,
Yeah.
like an any string,
Mm-hmm.
like ending.
Like at the end of a song.
Yeah, it's like bum 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 bum. You're like she's ringing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes it's your instrument and you can't do anything about it. You know, it's just like
It's your fault for not tuning in.
Right.
It's my fault.
It's not me. It's the vihuela. It's trash. Right.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. It's But yeah. I guess that was a good little conversation. Dang, we're just going hard on these conversations lately. Holy shit.
Andamos heridos.
Right. Demasiado herido.
Oh, you know that song?
It's a good song.
Cool. Arturo Vargas sings it. Con America.
Shout out.
Yeah, that album's cool. You check it out. Anyways.
Yeah. Damn, we only talked about Thursday. Friday, we did not go to Burros. Oh, praise the Lord. It really sounds like we hate that planta. Do you hate that planta?
Nah.
I mean, I think it's fun, but it's just we play a long time. We do play a long time. I'd rather go gig. I mean,
conviene más. But
Fuck
sometimes, like, the planta it feels very homey.
Homie?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because I know the people that are going to go.
Oh yeah, it's always the same people.
Like on Novel, I don't know his name. I was gonna say like I feel homey like knowing the people, but I don't even know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy that que va con la señora que se llama Luz, que pide la de para pa pam pam pam
Palomar?
No.
Oh.
The one that cada vez que nos ve, he's like,
oh yeah, right. Yeah, we talked about this one time in an episode where like we don't know these people's names, but they'll just come up to us like we know them.
yeah,
They're like, hey,
they're so cool with us.
Yeah.
O cuando llegan los papás de Jackie.
Yeah,
they're like super cool, and it's
Yeah.
like you already know how it's gonna be.
It does feel like a
Yeah.
home base, I
Yeah.
guess you could say, like kind of like at headquarters.
Mhm.
We all branch out of there. But I do like not going though. Like sometimes, like it's just like this past weekend we had Friday and we had that one gig. We were supposed to have 2 gigs, which already playing just 2 hours, it will probably make us more than we would have a whole night at Burros Locos.
Well, I think 2 hours is equal.
Okay, well then,
But
point
you
is
know,
like
it's
we
less
work
for
less.
more.
We work
It's more
less.
for less. Less for more.
We make the same or more money for less work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I prefer that. So like for instance, we had someone cover us. So then when we went to go gig, we went to this wedding which you ruined.
Oh yeah. Okay. What happened was I can't say.
What happened?
Can't say.
Some,
Yeah, he told us like mid 7:15,
right, we were supposed to
then-
all meet at
yeah.
the gig. Yeah.
and I texted him like, "Hey, are you guys here?" Cause she's parked. I never looked around. He's like, "Yeah, we're inside." So I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, they're inside," you know.
Cool.
So I walked in, and I took the elevator because it was the closest thing. But then I saw all these people coming for the party, and I'm just like, "No, it seems kind of rude." So I'm in there with like 5 people, like
Okay.
in a close quarters. I want to take off my mask. I'm like, but I didn't want to be
You're like-
rude. Pretty much. I'm just like, as soon as the door closed, I'm like,
You're not breathing.
and yeah, I'm just walking with them. I walk in there. I see the brand new crew. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm like, congratulations. And
Oh really? You said congratulations.
Yeah,
Oh
and I
shit.
walk in there, and then la saludo a los demás. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up, Arturo, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he's like, hey, did the bride and groom see you? I'm like, yeah, they're like outside. I'm like, era sorpresa, güey. And I'm like, oh shit.
I'm like, era.
Yeah, I was like, well, they look down sorprendidos.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
That
I
sucks,
think it
dude.
worked.
You ruined the surprise.
I did not know at all. Like I saw that.
Well, we didn't know.
I'm like,
Right?
you know.
I mean, ya que, right? They already saw you. She was
Yeah.
like, hola.
I'm
You know,
like,
just
it's
say
not
what's
the
up.
same anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
But
But I mean,
that was not on me. Like I want to say right now, that was not my fault. Y'all are trash.
y'all
Right?
are trash.
No, I'm kidding. But
Arturo, you were trash. Yeah, but yeah, it's because I mean, I didn't know it was a sorpresa
me either.
too.
Like
So when I walked in, what was the last
yeah.
one there?
I mean,
Obviously.
it wasn't our fault because apparently the bride and groom were supposed to be like in a room until a certain time.
Oh,
There
so
there was
okay.
like a little dressing room where they could be chilling, and
Yeah.
that's where they were supposed to be. But they decided to come out
Mhm.
and greet So that's not on me. There's just trash.
You're like, hola.
Yeah, I was like, felicidades.
Yeah, like when I walked in, I went straight to you guys because y'all were all set up. So like,
Yeah.
since I was the last one, I was like, all right, let's do this. I just put on my Huela real quick. But we played an hour there. It was cool. It was chill.
Hour and a
Oh,
half,
no. Oh shit! It was an hour and a half. You're right. It went slow for me though, because it was a little slow. We didn't play like, I don't know. It felt a little slow, and then the DJ had like the loudest fucking
could not
system.
hear myself.
The system was loud, dude.
Yeah.
Like and he kept doing this thing like, hola, aquí estamos
There was no quiet time, and then I don't have a good ear. I don't depend on my ear to tune. I get a tuner. So
well,
like,
the bass it's harder. It's so low. I mean, the frequency is low. It's hard to
with
hear.
any instrument for me.
Oh really? Oh,
I can't. I don't use my ear.
I do. I use
I'm one of those.
I mostly use my ear, but guitarrón I do use a tuner.
No, it's a tuner for everything, and the tuner can't pick anything up with all those vibrations going into
For real?
like the guy starts talking and the fucking lucecitas like, hola verga, güey, like
the little light, right?
Yeah,
it's like, where we going?
Yeah.
Sharp, flap, sharp. Okay,
yeah,
you're
like,
good.
Like the guy will be like talking and he's like fucking C sharp out of tune.
Yeah.
It's like D flat.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It's because it was loud, dude. It was shaking. Like, dude, my heart was like, Yahweh. You know, like it was very loud. And he kept talking in the middle, like, because after we finished the song,
so I'm just there playing out of
we either Arturo or Don Luis, they kind of MC the gig, so they're like, no, muchas gracias, aquí vamos a tocar esta, and what, they talk in between. So like as soon as we were finished, they were about to like start talking, and then the guy was like, okay, and I'm just like, okay, because he kept calling at the tables too, like for them to come out and to come get the food and stuff, but it was loud.
Yeah,
dude.
I was very out of tune on that gig. And the next one too. That one's just my fault. But this time I was like, that sounds kind of right.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, this is as good as it's gonna get, so we're just gonna go from here. Yeah. But the point is, we got done with that one, and then after that, we went to. It was funny because we had been talking about this guy. We hadn't had a gig with this guy for a while now. We call him, if you've been on here before, we call him Incredible Man.
Well, we started with Mr. Incredible. Because he looks like Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, right. We all started saying Mr. Incredible.
Yeah. And then out of nowhere, he's this big guy.
Big guy, little legs. So
basically, the guy, Mr. Incredible.
Mr. Incredible,
basically.
yeah.
But then out of nowhere, like our body's like, oh, we're playing for Incredible Man today.
And we're like
who?
Wait, huh? He's like, Incredible Man.
That's what y'all call him.
And I'm like,
Mr. Incredible.
You mean Mr. Incredible? And he's like, ese way. And so ya se le pegó. So we call him Incredible Man, which is a little different, but that's him.
That guy's huge, man.
He's big.
I envy him.
He has so much strength. Like, we call him Mr. Incredible Man, but he is incredible.
He's incredibly strong.
Like him standing next to our boss is like him playing with like a doll. And like I told you, I was like, I feel like he doesn't know his own strength.
Yeah.
Because he would just like grab his shoulder and pull him towards him, and like Arturo flies, bro. Like he's just like, oh, look, it's because like he was a little tomadito, right?
Yeah, once he gets strong, it gets worse. Like he's just like tossing Arturo around. I'm
like grabbing him by the neck, like
he's grabbing like when you grab like a cat and you just grab him from the bag. You just grab Arturo. Arturo's just like,
he's like, vas a tocarme, salsa la palma, por favor.
Yeah, basically he's like, I want this song. She throws it back.
And then like Arturo's just like yeeted across the freaking patio,
Apparently this time like he le dio como una nalgada, Arturo.
I didn't see that.
But I can imagine his big ass hand, like with one hand, like le da las dos,
Le dio una nalgada for real?
That's what the violiners say.
Violiners.
I have a little bit of Arturo in me.
Yeah. Oh shit! So he smacked his ass. It's because they're comfortable with us. They're like at this point we've gone loads of times, so they're very comfortable with us. So they love Arturo. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Arturo has his way with like the clients. So like you don't see that guy slapping my ass. He's slapping Arturo's ass.
Yeah.
If he were to do that to me, I'd be like,
yeah. To us, it's like, muchachos, quieren un agua, quieren hay cerveza, tequila, lo que quieran agarrar. And then Arturo's like, ¿qué onda, cabrón? Fucking slaps him.
No, and the thing that kept going on there, I always hate it. I know it sounds like whatever because we get free drinks, but The guy kept asking me, no quiere nada, no quiere nada, algo de tomar, todo. And I'm like, no agüita. You know, like just one water, please. I'm dying, bro. Like one water, because it was hot. And the guy's like, no hay agua, no hay agua. ¿Qué quieren? And I'm like, I'm thirsty. Like,
yeah.
we
Well,
can't just drink
best we
beer.
can do is a beer, bro.
Or tequila. And it's like, dude, like, it's a basic necessity. You are denying me a basic necessity of human life. Like, please, a water, just one. I don't even care if it's Dasani. Just give it to me, bro.
He's like Modelo.
Yeah. He's like, agua? But like, here we go. And I'm like,
right.
I'm like, no, water.
The closest thing with water they had is Michelob. Michelob is just
yeah, you said
water.
that Michelob's apparently just water.
It's trash.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My mom likes them.
Because it's trash.
Oh,
Because
maybe.
it's water. Your
Right? She's like, ooh, water. But yeah, so the Incredible Man gig was good. It was supposed to be an hour. Turned in. I told you 2 before. I was
it
like,
was 2 hours.
Was it 2?
It was 2 hours and we did
Right.
3.
Yeah, it was okay. Then it was 2 hours, but I was like, no. I said my way. It's gonna be more.
It could have been more, but we
It could. Yeah, we played that extra hour, and he wanted another
We
one.
finished like at 1 in the morning.
But Arturo said he was waking up like at 7 the next morning. I think that's what it was.
Oh.
We didn't want to play more because it was late night, dude. I mean, I got home at 3 in the morning on Friday. No, Friday. Yeah, Friday night on a Friday night. Now that's later than Burros, and that's because we still had to drive back to our cars, and then from there me drive all the way home. Like that night, I didn't stop anywhere to eat either. I
went
just
to
like,
McDonald's.
You went to McDonald's, right? I ate some spaghetti my wife made, but it threw me off for the next morning because
We had to wake up early.
we woke up early. We had to meet up at 11:45. I have this thing like my stomach knows my eating habits, so like that morning. Well, first of all, that next morning, it was late, So I put an alarm, but I wasn't really thinking, like So I put my alarm a las 10:40. It was like 10:40 or 10:30 or something like that. But me, I knocked out, dude. It was tired. I think I ended up sleeping like at 4. Why? Because I'm dumb, So then the next morning, I knocked out. I woke up out of nowhere. Like I looked on my phone. When you put it on snooze, it tells you've put it on snooze. I don't remember doing that. Right. So then I look at it and I'm like, okay, and it's like 10:50, and I'm like, that's why I texted you. I was like, what time did he say? Yeah. Because by then I had realized I looked at my alarms, and the only 2 that I saw were the 8 a.m. ones that I have to go to work. Yeah. So I was like, was I supposed to wake up at 8 and I'm barely waking up at almost 11? So I started freaking out. I texted you. At what time did he say it? Because I couldn't remember. So, dude, I bolted out. Like, nothing will get you up faster than being that or thinking that you are that late to something. Yeah. Or the fact that you missed something. So, like, I jumped up, dude. Like, I went to the bathroom, just got ready. And then you finally texted me back, like, 11:45. But even then, going to Denton, I had to drive 45 minutes.
I think I texted you back, like, at 11. Because I did the same thing. Like, I woke up and I was still, like... Yeah. And then I'm like... Like, oh, shit, like...
All days, like... Yeah.
But I woke up like at 9:30, so I was like, I'm tired. So I was like, I wonder how long I can lay down and still make it on time. Okay. So I lay down till like 10:50.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not showering, I'm not eating.
Musty as
I'm going in raw. She's like, I got up, I got dressed, brushed my teeth, and like washed my face, and I'm like, and I made it. I got there like at 11:50.
Nice.
And I was the first one too.
Your first one?
I was freaking out. I was like, "Hey, what's that? What's that? Racetrack, right?" And so was like, "Yes." I'm like, "The blancos?" And he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "On base?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay."
On guitarrón.
Yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, I was like, "Am I at the right spot?"
No, I mean, I admit it too. Like I was like concerned for a little bit, but like I said, like it threw my stomach off because, dude, I didn't go to number 2 all day.
Oh yeah.
And I'm a morning number 2, So like, since it threw me off, eating at 3 in the morning and waking up at 11, like, my stomach was like, "We're not ready yet, sir. We're not ready yet."
The delivery is not ready. Like,
right. So like, or what is it that they say? Delayed in transit.
Oh yeah.
So it was delayed, right? So then like, that morning and everything, like I wasn't really hungry, but like, since we go to like, especially since I was one of the last ones to get there, I just got straight in the van. Like I didn't go inside a racetrack to get like some food, so I was hungry. And after playing the first misa, which went pretty quick, we played that one misa. We went to Whataburger. So like I was hungry because by then like I wanted food, and we ate. And the thing about Whata is I just got used to eating it at night, so in the daytime it doesn't hit as much. I mean, it was still good. I enjoyed the meal thoroughly, but it just didn't hit like it was supposed to, So what happened is that after that, I needed to go, but there was no place to go.
Yeah.
And then we played all these gigs in between. Like we had a 2-hour quinceañera.
Yeah.
In Fort Worth, which I hadn't been there in a long time. We also played for the quinceañera, obviously for the misa, which nothing really happened there. They had this cool like dance floor with lights. I thought that was kind of cool, but that one by quick. I thought it was 2 hours. It was 1 hour. Good. Boom. Got out of there. Then we went to that 2 hour in Fort Worth. Did that one, which also felt short, kind of short or long to me, I guess. I was just happy because there was fruit. There was fruit and there was snacks. So I stole Duvalin, and I stole some pineapple and sandia. Yeah. So I got that. Chingon. Got out of there. Now, we also stopped like at another racetrack, and at that point, I wanted to go to the bathroom, but somebody had already gone.
Oh yeah, I fucked that thing up.
Like, yeah, you tore it up in there, and I couldn't. Like, I wanted to go, but
that's why I asked you. I was like, "You wanna go?"
Well, that's the thing. Like, I also knew it would take a while. So, like, Victor took a shit.
Yeah, I did. I fucked that thing up.
And
I was like, "You sure wanna be here?" Because
we all went to the bathroom to pee, and it was 3 of us, and you were just kind of waiting for us to leave so that you could.
I was like, I've been waiting. What's 3 more minutes? Like.
And then even then, I don't like going when y'all are in there because y'all don't know how to behave. It feels like in middle school, like when you had to take a shit in middle school and you go to the bathroom, and then like you hear other people come in, you're like, oh shit, and it's like, hey yo, someone taking a shit in here. Like that's literally how it is with charros, They start like pointing phones, and they're like, que wait, and they start shaking the door, and I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to worry about all that when I'm trying to go, like. So I can't go in front of it. So like I had to hold it there too.
No, I was having a good time. I was like, that shit. It sounded like Normandy in there. It's like
sounded like D-Day.
Yeah. No, it really did. It's your 4th of July, bro.
You're like, pinche ranas.
It's like, I don't know what movie it's
from. You're talking about Fortunate Son? I
think she was like, it's like, I know that music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good song. But yeah, so like I was just all out of whack all day, and then there was a lot of points where we were eating a lot of food too, so I was just like stacking, bro. It was like a game of stackers, just stacking it up. So then by the end, I didn't get to go until I came back home, which we came back home like at.
I think I got home like at 3.
I didn't
get food because we ate a lot.
We ate a lot during the day, so I didn't eat. I ate sleep for dinner. Sleep for dinner, like
which is fine.
Well, yeah, which is fine because I needed to go to the bathroom, so that's what I did. Felt good after that.
There's like, oh, you're home.
and that's the thing too. Like at the second to last gig, we were having lots of fun at that gig. We actually went live for that one because the audience wasn't having the best time, but we were for some reason.
I'm like, oh, he's like, oh, we're here like having a good time. I'm like,
oh yeah, you look over, because you were into it, you were all dancing and shit.
I want to hear me and the mic are like the dancers in Juan Gabriel stage. They're just like, dancing. We're like,
yeah.
And then you're just like,
going live, yeah. But like I said, like we were having a good time. We were on something, dude, because we were all like jumping around and laughing and todo el pedo. It's probably because it was hot, dude.
I was on Red Bull.
But point is, like I said, I just felt like shit because I hadn't gone to shit. So
I was surprised you didn't shoot yourself when that roach started flying.
Yeah, so I'm not cool with cockroaches. Me and cockroaches got beef since we were kids, So like, but I have this story of like opening a closet and a fucking cockroach, coming in straight into my face, like flying, So like, I hate cockroaches with a passion.
And he
So-
flew straight through you too.
Yeah, like we saw it on the wall, right? It just kept crawling around, and then it started flying. I'm like, oh, it's one of those motherfuckers that fly. Oh shit, you know. So then, yeah, it started flying towards us. I was like, dude, it's just me and cockroaches got beef, like me and frogs got beef, you know. So like, I'm not cool with either.
You
of them.
hate nature, bro. Like
Low key, probably. I'm not cool.
Because I kept teasing you. I kept looking like I kept making it look like I was looking at something behind you, and I was like, "Don't freak out, Sam." And then you just kept like, it was funny. And then there was one point where I was like, "Oh shit, Sam! Like, watch out!" And you fucking like, you gave like a little donkey kick. Is that what it's called, right?
Yeah, when I kick behind me.
Yeah, and you fucking kicked the shit out of this cooler. I fucking lost it, dude. Like
it was loud, dude. Because I didn't know the strength of my leg. So I thought I was kicking the cockroach, but I kicked the cooler, and that shit fucking resonated throughout the whole person's backyard, you know. And then you started fucking dying, so I couldn't even hide the fact because everybody looked over at me like I was like, "Wait, cállate, güey." You're over here like,
I was dying. You hit that shit so hard.
Yeah.
Like the horsepower in that thing, dude. I was like, dude, I was like, you work out. I'm like,
I was trying to make sure that cockroach is dead, but we never found it again. It was scary.
That one point it was behind you though. I just didn't tell you because it was crawling around. They were trying to little crevices.
Man, that like goes that way. Like,
and then it went to the little bar area and it stayed there. So
that's disgusting. I'll throw up right now. I don't care.
Yes, that was so funny. That was the highlight of my life. Charro chat.
Yeah, last gig was good. It was an hour. Everybody was singing and dancing, and yeah, that's it. It's whatever. Yeah, let's get into Charro chat because we are running behind like always. We always do this shit. Charro chat, Charro, right? So let's get into Charro chat real quick. Thank you guys for sending some questions. Obviously, these help us out. These kind of see what you guys are talking about, what you guys are interested in. So awesome. One person says, when is the Patreon coming out? I want to do that. It's just, man, maybe I need a manager. Maybe I need someone to set all that up for me. I set up the Patreon, but I don't think I have it set up for you guys. And to be honest, it's because we're busy. That's kind of what the hiatus was about, taking a break because it does take a lot to do the podcast. Hopefully, we will do something like that soon. Namely, so we can make money out of this at least a little bit.
Hopefully.
But yeah, hopefully soon. Ruben Nunez official says strangest song request.
There are some people that are serious when they ask like Bad Bunny.
Oh, that are dead ass. Yeah, that's true.
They're always having like the
Bad Bunny.
I don't know whatever he plays. I don't really listen to.
Your mom does though.
Yeah, my mom likes Bad Bunny.
Yeah, she's like,
ella calladita. Y tú no vete más. No, she doesn't like that one. But
se no le encuentro la gracia. Yeah, people always ask for like shit. For me, it's just like the stuff that isn't even remotely like mariachi or even Mexican music. So it's like Bad Bunny, for example. It's like we can't play that. Like there maybe is a way to do it, but like why would we? Why would we? So you just kind of look like a douche for asking. Namely
ignorant for asking.
Ignorant, yeah, okay. So because the other one that I was gonna say is I remember back then I forgot what group I was in, but someone legit asked if we knew any Lil Wayne.
Oh shit!
And I was like, no.
There was a mariachi that played like Post Malone.
Oh yeah, that was cool, but that was because they were playing for Post, so that's what that was.
They were ready.
Yeah, like they planned that, to go out there and play for Post Malone. Shout out Rich Brian. But yeah, for real, it's just like what makes you think we can play what makes you think that these Mexicans are gonna play Lil Wayne songs?
Yeah,
that's just ignorant. Like, we can, and if you didn't know we couldn't, then dude, just rethink everything you think about everything.
Please,
no. Emiliano Munoz says, what was the hardest thing about college/university? Well, for me, it was just I'm not the greatest student. I always have said that from the beginning. I think when high school, I was in top 10%, and I think it's only because I turned in my work. I was on top of my shit. I wasn't the smartest, but I would turn in all my work. I made sure that it was correct, but I would just turn it in on time. I think a lot of high schoolers just slack, and they just don't turn in their stuff, or they don't want to listen. I would listen, and I turn in my work, and that's it. But I was not smart. So, in college it was the same thing, but there it more depends because now you need to know that shit.
Mm.
So that's why a lot of people don't translate high school intelligence to college. Like you could have been the shit in in high school. When you get to college, it's a completely different ballgame. And that's what I try to teach my students is that like, once you're out of here, it doesn't matter if you go to a job or a career field or if you go straight into the workforce, like you're gonna have to listen to someone's authority. So you have to know how to act and you have to know how to be that kind of person because to be honest, like life gets harder. It really does. So like if you're not prepared for it and you kind of go in there with like this kind of attitude where it's like everything will work out, it only works out if you are really ready for it. And even then some people don't. So for me the hardest thing is that I wasn't a good student, so it was just figuring out that they're not going to drop the lowest test grade, or once you do a test you can't redo the test. You have to be on top of your shit. So that's for me, that's what it is. Hardest thing about college, university. How about you? You're still in there.
What
so.
you said.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah.
You're just like
Copy and paste.
Copy and paste. Yeah. Next question is what singer would you want to back? I think we had to talk about this.
Yeah, we said. And mine is still Juan Gabriel.
Juan Gabriel?
Because the experience, man. Like, he has
that would
so
have been
much.
so wild.
He has so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like just being there, you're going to be like, you're going to see so much shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a good time, no matter what.
Fuck, that's a hard one. I don't know what my answer before was. Because I know that if I, like, on the inside, I want to say, like, Jose Alfredo or I would want to say Jose Alfredo. But I know he wasn't appreciated like he is today, like he was back then. Like, back then, he wasn't as appreciated as he is now. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So he wasn't, I don't think he was doing these grand old performances and all that stuff like that. So yeah, I would say maybe Jose Alfredo, but realistically, I would probably want to just back Vicente Fernandez.
Oh, I think
that's what I said before, right? Because I would want to do that primera like fila type thing where we're all sitting down. It's literally just on him. So me, I don't even have to be on stage or anything. He's the one on stage. I'm just kind of in the background, but I get to watch at the same time. So I would just want to do that because there's no pressure on me. Yeah. Well, obviously play the music right, but I'm just sitting there. I'm watching him play and I'm playing my music.
Yeah,
that's it. That's what I guess realistically that's what I would say. And I think we answered this before too. But Boyle asked when you watch a mariachi play at a gig, what song do you ask for?
I would not ask for anything.
It sucks because you would think that a mariachi would know, but we don't.
I mean, we do know, but we're like, I feel like.
You got this, bro.
Like, I don't want to say like, cause I feel like since we know more rap than the usual, okay. I don't want to be like, you know the song, and they're like, oh no, we don't know it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I guess I know where you're coming from.
Because I already know, like, I don't know what everybody's going to ask for. Or I don't want to be that guy that asks for, like, a song that's low-key depressing. Like, I don't know what people are thinking when they ask for Amor Eterno.
I guess it's just because they like that song.
Yeah, but you bring in
it's
the
such a
whole
mood
mood
killer.
down, you know?
It's such a mood killer.
Like I don't know, like what made you think like we're having a good time and you're like, I feel like crying. I feel like crying. Yeah.
I feel like making everybody think about their passed away relative.
Because like I keep in mind like it's not just me listening; it's gonna be everybody else. And it's kind of like Iggy. Like
I think in the past, what I have asked for is a son because I just like sones, so I like watching other people play sones.
Yeah, but then again, they're gonna be like, oh, we don't know it, and they're gonna be like, then if they know you're Charro, they're gonna be like, oh, este bueno nos pidió porque sabe que no lo sabíamos, you know?
I don't care at that point. I'm like, well, you're the one that asked me, bro. Like, so I would just say, like, play any son. Like, I think I've literally said that before, like, un son, lo que sea. And usually it's like La Negra or like the more popular ones, obviously. Like, I don't think they play. I don't like. I've never liked Relámpago. I hate that song.
For real?
I don't like it.
I like it.
It's an
I like all songs, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean they're all fun. Good. I like them, but just Relámpagos, I don't know. I don't know.
Racist.
Come at me, bro. So last ones are confessions. So this person says the first gig of my life today. Estoy nervioso. We've all been there, buddy.
Got it, bro.
When it's your first, you're allowed to fuck up because really, like, you don't know anything just yet, you know.
I'm like, no.
No, I'm not saying you're allowed to.
Bien,
Everybody's gonna look at you like, oh, like this dude's dropping the ball. So you do kind of go in nervous, like especially if it's like a new group or if it like when it's your first, like you don't know what to expect. The best I can say is, take it all in. If you know you're lacking in something after that first performance, you're like, yeah, I need to get my shit together with this, and this. Make that list and work on it because. If they call you back again and you come back and you play again, you want to make sure that you make up for the facts or make up for the things that you didn't know at the time.
Right.
Because if they bring you again and you still haven't fixed it, guess what? They're not going to call you again because at that point they're going to see that you're not dedicated into fixing whatever it is you were lacking.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I've noticed. Because first impressions are everything with a lot of mariachis. And if you don't play right that very first time, they're going to kind of see that. So I would suggest make a list, everything you were lacking, make a list of everything you did good. Make sure you meet everybody, just kind of look around and so everybody at least knows your name. Because after that, they know you as, oh, that guy that plays violin, that guy that plays trumpet. Get people's contacts. But hey, if you're nervous, we've all been there. I guess I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there. First of many, but you will get it done.
Pasa nada, yeah.
You got anything to say?
Yeah, what you said? Copy and paste.
Copy and paste. Last one. My dog pissed on my botines one time. Damn, that's a bad dog, dude. Like, they've done that to you?
Yeah. Well, I have cats.
Do your cats pee anywhere that's not your?
No, but the little one, I have another little one that.
Yeah, he had a new cat.
When she was new, she would pee everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Cause I don't know, like, cause I had a shirt on my bed and she kind of like smelled it. And I'm like, okay, cool,
She popped the squat right there.
Yeah, and I saw her, and I'm like, nah, you're not. And then she
you saw it happen.
She was looking at me, and I'm like, no, you're not gonna. And then she started peeing. I'm like, no. So I grab her and like I throw her like in the little sand,
the litter box.
Yeah,
yeah.
And she just kind of like, oh, okay. But then I saw her smelling my boot. I'm like, nah, ni mergas. Like,
really?
I threw her in the thing again. I almost had that happen to me. So.
Oh shit. Yeah. So. I never had. Luckily, now that I think about it, when I got Cap when he was a baby, he already knew to go shit in the litter box. Yeah. Like he was very good about that. I never had him pee anywhere, which is really good. I think
it's because mine was new, so like no sabía like.
Well, mine was from the street too, though.
She didn't know the map area. Cause some cats, what they do sometimes is like they're like, I'm not gonna make it.
So semana ahí.
Yeah.
They're like mejor me meo.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But
yeah, I was kind of lucky with Cap because he. Like from the first day, he was like, "Oh, this is where I shit." Okay, cool. And then he did pee once, but I think it's just because he drank a lot of water or something. He was like, I was on the bed. I didn't smell it because I said I can't smell anymore. But my wife walked in. She's like, "It smells like cat pee in here." I'm like, "Oh, for real?" And then I looked at the cover and you could just see the circle where he was laying down.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, fuck." But that was the only time he pissed himself. Everything else has been pretty good. Like he just pees in his place and he's good. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, that sucks to get it on your botines. Shit.
I mean, it's not as bad because it's como charro, like it'll.
Oh, you can wipe it off. But it's
if it were your traje, that would have been something.
It's because cat pee is very pungent. Like it's a strong smell. So.
It's, I mean, he said a dog, and I don't think.
No, he said his cat.
For real?
Or was it? Huh?
I think it's a dog. Yeah,
my dog piss. Oh, sorry. Well, even then, it's not like dog piss is any better. So I mean, yeah, just wipe it off, but. Yeah, that sucks. Like, take care of your stuff, I guess. That's as best as I can say. Well, everybody. Oh, my God. Episode 56. We did it. We are here. We're here at the end. I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming out. Just listening to us ramble on a little bit. But, yeah, we appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Episode 56. We will see you guys next week with a new episode. Keep a lookout for us. We will still be here. You got anything you want to add?
No, thank you guys. Love you. Se portan bien, no hacen mal. Yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, guys, like, subscribe, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, share, comment, do anything you want to do. We'd appreciate you guys a lot. And we will see you guys later.
The next one. I really hate my accent. I sound like such a bitch.
Yeah.
I sound like I'm not from here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm like, and the issue is.
I'm like, am I better than everyone?